In the vast expanse of our planet's history, there have been creatures that stir both wonder and fear in our hearts. Among them, Titanoboa, a name that echoes with the might of a long-extinct super python, emerges as a particularly fascinating enigma. Hi, and welcome back to the Nightforge. Today we're diving into the world of Titanoboa, the 50-foot apex predator you never knew existed. We'll be discussing the discovery of this ancient beast, its jaw-dropping size, and the secrets behind its stealthy strike techniques. But before we delve into this thrilling journey, don't forget to subscribe for more updates on all things paleontology. So without further ado, let's embark on this adventure through time. The first thing to know about Titanoboa is that it was an expert ambush predator, meaning it relied on stealth and surprise to catch its prey. This is different from other snakes like pythons today that actively pursue their meals. Titanoboa probably preferred to stay hidden and strike when the time was just right. This hunting technique required patience and the ability to remain motionless for long periods, which was made easier by its huge size. Just think about it. If you were a gigantic snake, you wouldn't need to move around much to get close to your dinner. But how did Titanoboa find the perfect spot to lie in wait? Enter the swamps. These oxygen-poor, waterlogged areas were covered in floating vegetation that would have provided ample hiding spots for the Titanoboa. The tall grasses and dense foliage created a natural screen, allowing the snake to conceal itself while keeping an eye out for unsuspecting prey. Now that we understand Titanoboa's hunting style, it's time to take a closer look at its jaw-dropping size. We've got some mind-blowing facts that will make this ancient beast feel even more incredible. First off, let's talk about its length. Titanoboa was no ordinary snake. It measured a staggering 42.7 feet, give or take a few inches. That's longer than a Tyrannosaurus rex. Imagine coming face to face with such a colossal serpent. It would be enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. And if you're wondering how we know Titanoboa's exact length, it's thanks to the fossil record. Paleontologists have uncovered numerous vertebrae from this ancient snake, allowing them to piece together its anatomy and determine its impressive size. It's important to note that we're talking about a minimum length here, meaning that Titanoboa may have grown even longer than 42.7 feet. The fossil evidence suggests that it could have stretched to a mind-boggling 56 feet. Just think about the power and majesty of a snake of that size slithering through the prehistoric jungle. It's enough to make you feel like you've stepped into a world of giants. But length isn't the only thing that sets Titanoboa apart. Its weight is equally astonishing. This behemoth weighed between 1,100 and 1,700 pounds, depending on the individual. To put that into perspective, Titanoboa was heavier than a fully grown African bush elephant. Just imagine the sheer bulk of this snake as it moved through its environment. It must have been a truly awe-inspiring sight. Now you might be wondering why Titanoboa was so massive. Well, its size can be attributed to several factors. One is the environment in which it lived. Titanoboa thrived in a tropical climate that provided plenty of food and warmth. Additionally, it belonged to a group of snakes known as gigantophys, which are characterized by their enormous size. Finally, the presence of aquatic habitats allowed Titanoboa to grow even larger, as water is essential for thermoregulation in reptiles. All these factors combined to create the perfect conditions for this ancient beast to reach its colossal proportions. It's hard to believe that creatures like Titanoboa actually existed. Their sheer size and power are simply mind-boggling. Now let's take a deeper dive into the swamps where Titanoboa made its home. Picture yourself walking along a muddy path, the air thick with humidity and the sound of buzzing insects all around you. The year is 60 million years ago and you've just stumbled into the habitat of one of nature's most feared predators, Titan. As you navigate through the dense undergrowth, the tall grasses and shrubs, providing little respite from the oppressive heat, suddenly, you hear a splash in the murky water nearby. Your heart pounds in your chest as you try to identify the source of the noise. It could be anything from a crocodile to a giant snake. The thought sends shivers down your spine. You push forward, determined to get a closer look. As you approach the edge of the swamp, you see a pair of eyes peering at you from the water. They're cold and reptilian, and you know in that moment that you're in the presence of something truly terrifying. Before you can react, a massive head emerges from the water, followed by the rest of its body. It's a snake, but not just any snake. It's Titanoboa, the king of the swamps. Its scales are as hard as armor, and its body is adorned with deadly markings that serve as a warning to any who dare get too close. Its jaws are filled with razor-sharp teeth, and its tongue flickers in and out, tasting the air for danger. You stand frozen in fear, Unsure of what to do next, you can't outrun Titanoboa. Its speed is unmatched, and its powerful tail can knock you off your feet with ease. You try to call out for help, but your voice is lost in the thick, humid air. No one is coming to save you. You are completely alone. Titanoboa begins to coil its massive body, preparing to strike. You close your eyes tight, bracing for the impact, but it never comes. Instead, you hear a loud hiss and then the sound of the snake slithering away. You open your eyes to see the beast disappearing into the murky depths of the swamp. Shaken but unharmed, you realize just how close you were to certain death. You escape from the swamp as fast as you can, the image of Titanoboa seared into your memory. From that day forward, you never enter the swamps again, always fearful that you might encounter the deadly snake once more. This story illustrates just how dangerous and unpredictable Titanoboa's habitat was. The swamps were filled with all sorts of creatures, from crocodiles to dinosaurs, and Titanoboa was at the top of the food chain. Its size and power made it the ultimate predator in this environment, feared by all who crossed its path. Now let's talk about how Titanoboa's size affected its behavior. Being so massive had both advantages and disadvantages for this ancient serpent. On one hand, its sheer bulk made it an incredibly efficient hunter. Titanoboa could easily overpower its prey, which likely consisted of large mammals, crocodiles, and other aquatic creatures. However, its size also made it more conspicuous, making it easier for predators like birds to target it. To compensate for this, Titanoboa developed incredible defensive mechanisms. Its thick, scaly skin provided protection against bites and slashes, while its powerful jaws and sharp teeth allowed it to fight back against even the most ferocious attacks. In addition, Titanoboa's massive size gave it a significant advantage when it came to finding mates. Male Titanoboa are probably larger than females, and during mating season, they would engage in elaborate courtship rituals to attract a partner. Once a male successfully mated with a female, he would need to guard her during her long gestation period. The male Titanoboa's size would intimidate potential predators, giving the smaller individuals a better chance of survival. So despite the challenges associated with being so large, Titanoboa's size played a crucial role in its survival and reproductive success. Finally, it's important to remember that Titanoboa wasn't just a giant snake. It was an apex predator that ruled the swamps with an iron fist. Its presence had a profound impact on the ecosystem, shaping the behavior and evolution of other species. Titanoboa's size and power made it a force to be reckoned with, and its legacy continues to fascinate us today. As we wrap up our journey into the world of Titanoboa, we hope you've enjoyed learning about this incredible creature. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on all things paleontology, and be sure to visit our website to learn even more about Titanoboa and other ancient beasts. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Paleo.